do this by myself. Petunia isn't the biggest ship, but 4 people had hardly been enough to crew her. I don't have what it takes to finish this journey alone. I lean over the railing and stare out into the cobalt blue ocean. And I see something out of the corner of my eye. It's her. Everything about her is dark. Her hair, her skin, those intense eyes. But in the sunlight, she shimmers like the waves. The mermaid maintains eye contact before silently sinking into the depths. It would be easier if she just took me now. Sailors are superstitious, and it is said that women are bad luck to have aboard. And maybe there's something to those superstitions because I don't feel very fortunate right now. So just get it over with before I become hopelessly lost at sea. I tell myself that that's the only reason I want to see her again. Being gay is hard. With the stigma surrounding being queer and the risk of being ostracized by your community, it can leave queer people feeling isolated and lonely. In fact, in a 2020 study done by Indiana University Student Personnel Association, having somebody who understands queer issues can help struggling queer people feel less alone. Author Jenna McDonald explores the importance of peer mentors within the queer community. Lair of the Abyss by Jenna McDonald. Planning ahead is most likely futile, but my brain needs to keep something to keep me going, to keep me from giving up and jumping overboard right now. So I don't let myself stop. I was lucky to have gotten this job, according to my father, because I refused to settle down and marry a man. Bribing a crew that was in desperate need of another set of hands was my father's last-ditch effort into getting me to accomplish something with my life. I see the waves breaking ahead. The white caps of the waves signal shallow water, and I try to imprint the placement of the shoals in my head before rushing back to the helm. I calculate that I'm going over the first shoal, and I veer Petunia towards the deepest waters I can find. There's no ear-shattering sound of the hull crushing against coral. Oh! And then the Petunia shudders to a halt, proving that I most definitely do not have this. Petunia is a trading vessel, and she may be small, but she could fit a king's ransom in her hold. Enough that I wouldn't have to get another job for at least a year after selling this stuff in the market. Instead, I find myself carrying bolts of the finest fabrics, chests laden with coins up to deck, where I promptly dump them into the ocean. If I appease you with this, will you leave me alone? I can feel the moment the ship becomes buoyant again. Now that the ship is lighter, it skims across the top of the shoals. I feel victorious. I survived my first real test, so who's to say I won't last this entire journey? Suddenly, the hairs on the back of my neck start to rise, and as slowly as I can manage, I peer out into the dark water. She's difficult to spot, but she's there. Her dark hair billows around her as she watches me with large, dark eyes. Her ebony face just inches below the surface. slight thrill goes through me as we make eye contact. And then she disappears. Suddenly, she's back, and my heart stops in my chest as I struggle to comprehend how she scaled the side of the ship. Before, I thought her eyes were a soulless ink. But now I can see that I was very wrong. This close, there's a glint to them that I didn't notice before. It's as if somebody took all of the stars from the night sky and condensed them into the dark orbs of her eyes. I am at the mercy of her gaze. It's not polite to stare. She gives me what I can only assume is a grin, but all I can see are rows and rows of needle-like teeth in a mouth far too large to be human. I have no idea what to do next, because I have no desire to do anything besides stare at the creature in front of me. Slowly, she slides back down towards the water. And I feel myself leaning over the rail, following her. I lean too far and my balance gives way. I struggle to grab the railing, but my fingers slip, leaving me falling. And I don't have time to scream before I hit the bone-chilling water. And I'm struggling, I'm thrashing towards my ship, going as fast as I can. And I'm nearly there when something grabs my leg. I lash out until I realize I'm not being pulled downwards. I'm being pushed upwards, back towards the deck of the Petunia. I hit the wood hard, and I roll out over my back, staring at the night sky, gasping. A noise alerts me to the mermaid's presence. I give her a little wave, and she waves back at me. I have spent days thinking that this creature was going to kill me, and now she's sitting on my ship and waving at me. Thanks, I guess. Her response is a high-pitched shriek that lights my every nerve on fire. I just want to get a few things straight. I don't know. Blink once for yes and twice for no? She stares at me, unblinking. Are you going to kill me? To my surprise, she blinks twice. Oh, so you do understand me. And you don't want to kill me, which is surprising. Oh, but in a good way. Honestly, I don't think I want to die. Are you planning on staying with the Petunia? I chicken out of saying with me. She looks away for a few moments that seem to stretch on for an eternity. Then she makes eye contact, gives me one slow blink, and a wide, toothy grin.